think I'm ready to call him the greatest fighter right now, because if you look what he has done since he's came to the UFC, it's been nothing short of incredible. And then his title run has been, as we said, as you kind of broke down, it's been phenomenal. He's beat pretty much all the best guys. He's beat Jorge Masvidal twice. And the thing I found most impressive about that win this weekend was he could have easily went out there and put on a similar game plan that he did last time. And that would have been the smart thing. And that's, to be honest, that's what most coaches would have told him to do. Like, you proved you can do this against this guy. And Jorge Masvidal has had this problem in the past. But he goes out there and he doesn't even look for a takedown. He got a takedown, but the only reason he actually got that takedown was because I think Jorge threw like a flying knee and pretty much gifted him the takedown. So that's the only reason that happened. Dominated there. But on the feet, the jab was phenomenal again, like it was last time. The right straight was phenomenal. And the way he set up that right straight by pawing away Masvidal's lead hand and then just cracks him. And Masvidal was out. He was out going down. Yeah. And one thing, before we get into the Masvidal stuff, I want to say some chin on Masvidal because, or at least some recovery, because he was knocked out. He woke back up when he hit the floor and then he went back out again and then woke up immediately and was pretty lucid afterwards. But there's a lot of people who claim to be like king in combat sports, like, you know, their nickname is king. Kamaru Usman is a king. King Kamaru Usman, that's what I want to call him right now. King Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, I mean, he punched through Jorge Masvidal. He punched a hole in his face.
Yeah.
It was one of the, and I mean this pound, it was, I suppose, in the pound for pound sense, it's one of the hardest shots I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, the noise of it and even the visual of it, it was like in a Rocky movie. The way all the sweat flew off Masvidal's face.
And there was like the spit came out of Masvidal's mouth as well. It was an insane shot. And I mean, you kind of touched on it. Usman's improving where he doesn't have to improve. I mean, he could easily go on an insane title run and just 50-45 guys. We all know he can do it.
Yeah.
And he's improving now with Trevor Whitman and a couple of guys there where he just doesn't have to. And this form that he's in now is, who beats him right now?
I don't know. Like, I really like the Covington fight because of what happened in the first one. And Covington looked like he looked good in that fight. So I'm interested in that one. I don't think I can be picking Colby in that fight though.
But I mean, the thing even is you're kind of picking matches from here, and at the rate he's improving at, I mean, how can you pick against him? So even that first fight with Covington was close, but the rate Usman's been improving at is just immense.
Yeah.
To have that learning, to still have that willingness to learn at this level when you can just 50-45 guys is insane. So much respect to him.
Absolute respect. King Kamaru Usman, 100%. For me right now, the top pound for pound fighter. If John Jones comes back and that fight does happen with Francis Ngannou, maybe he jumps back up to the top spot. But for right now, there's nobody touching Kamaru Usman. Not even Conor McGregor, who says that Kamaru was stealing his shots.
It's not a question that you don't have to answer right now. But if he keeps going on this upward trajectory, you know what I'm going to ask you.
I know what
is he the welterweight GOAT? If he keeps going on this trajectory that he's on, I mean, he's heading on the right path.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can't really get away from the fact that
I'm not saying he is or he isn't, but I think he's heading that trajectory.
100% he's heading that trajectory. And I mean, his title reign reminds me a little bit of the welterweight GOAT, George St. Pierre, because he's beaten generations. Right now he's beating generations of welterweights, which is one of the main things that George done, why he was so impressive. But also he's doubling up on those wins. He's making sure of those wins. He's beating Jorge Masvidal. If he beats Colby Covington in a rematch and then beats Leon Edwards, if Leon most likely will get through Nate, that's 3 rematches. And if he wins them all impressively, I mean, I think he's close. For me right now, I had Matt Hughes above him. And to be honest, I'd probably push Kamaru Usman above Matt Hughes because it's not just about the volume of title defenses. It's also about how impressive you were in those title defenses and also kind of what you did leading in, for me anyway. And Kamaru Usman has been undefeated since, it's like second fight or something outside the UFC. So 100% on the right trajectory to be the welterweight GOAT for sure. And what do you think? Like three or 4 more defenses, maybe 3 defenses, maybe he'll be up there.
Yeah, I mean, if he beats Covington, and the thing is with the rematches, it's not like he's just doing the same again. If he does it all more impressively, so if he beats Covington, beats Leon Edwards, I mean, who are you really looking at after that? I suppose in the meantime, you're kind of looking for someone's
Wonderboy, maybe.
He's heading to that stage where he's probably going to end up fighting guys who are getting title shots too early.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, I think Wonder Boy would be the other guy that I'd put in there. Interesting style matchup. But if he wins them 3 fights, I don't want to say it right now, but I might have to put him as... honestly, I might have to, because you just have to look at it objectively. I'm one of the biggest George St. Pierre fans ever, and I think he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. But if he wins those 3 fights and they're all impressive, man, that's a battle up there as a welterweight go for sure.
He has spoken as well about just walking away. I love this, Rob. I love the idea of fighters just going off at the top. Say he goes out and like sparks Colby Covington and just says, "I'm done." I love that. I think Khabib done it at the right time. I think he was dead right. He could sail off into the sunset, happy out with his legacy. I love that stuff as well. And just Usman strikes me as a guy who isn't really going to be. When he does call it a day, I think he'll call it a day.
I think he will as well. The difference with Khabib, for me anyway, was that Khabib didn't have to do a whole lot to become the greatest at lightweight. Yeah. Because there hasn't been somebody who was that dominant. Like BJ Penn at lightweight was excellent, but when you actually look at the amount of title defenses he has, it wasn't that many. Yeah. Frank Yeager was quite good. Similar thing, not too many title defenses. Benson Henderson as well had a few title defenses, but they were all very close. So I think with Khabib, he became the lightweight GOAT fairly quickly. I think the fact that Usman has that goal to get to beat out GSP, to be considered that GOAT, I think that's why I'd be disappointed if he walked away a little bit too early. Usually I like it, but for me, that's the reason why.